dude, what are you doing? They're like, the show's on. And I was like, what? And I ran into the studio and Erica's reading the script. So I was like,
That
about to
is
beat it. So
so
Erica,
funny.
like, we kind of all snap into action. And my boss, of course, and both executive producers are like, dude, what the fuck? Like, with their hands up. I'm like, I don't need to go to the bathroom. And I like run on stage and Erica's finishing the story.
Yay Networks.
Hey guys, episode 49.
That's right. More episodes than I am years old.
I know. Almost at next week. We got to do something. I don't know.
50?
Yeah,
We got to think of something good.
Maybe I'll get a balloon that says 50.
Wow, that's really thinking outside the box.
Oh, be quiet.
Let's
Just
get crazy.
to have a bounce. I don't know. You know what? Today, have been running around. I kind of would like a beer. I haven't drank in 6 months, but it's like one of those days where I'm like, oh, I could have an ice cold beer.
Ooh.
I can't though.
That nice Peroni.
But you know what? Since I can't, I'll just drink ice cold water.
That's the same thing. My neighbors got me these. Mark and Jacqueline, you know how I know?
I love Peroni.
Do you know how I know they gave it to me?
How?
How do you think?
The ribbon.
Yeah.
I was waiting on you to tell it. I thought you would want to share.
Of course I was going to tell it. So my neighbor, I don't know how we started this
Jacqueline.
thing. My neighbor Jacqueline gave us I forgot, a bottle, like way back or something. So we've been doing this for a while. And she didn't even like wrap the ribbon around. It was just like a 5-foot ribbon and she just kept taping it. And it was all squiggly and just tape all over it. So the next time it was one of their birthdays, I kept that squiggly ribbon that they just taped on, and I just taped that ribbon on the bottle. And it's been going on for years now. So I look in my fridge, and there's a 6-pack of Peroni. They put 12 in there. But on one of them was the squiggly ribbon. So I started laughing because I knew exactly who was right.
Whenever it's her birthday, we all alternate jokes. Like, don't ever throw away that ribbon. Whoever's birthday it is, someone gets it back.
Yeah, this stupid ribbon.
It's so cute. I just went today and bought her daughter a birthday gift. And you do that too. Love our neighbors. We just have the best neighbors. And then speaking of birthdays, tell what you did.
What do I do? So my birthday is very simple. I don't really like to celebrate. So we stayed home. I grilled a steak, ate some crab legs, had some tequila, smoked a cigar. I did that audition. I worked on an audition all afternoon, so just kind of kicked it on the back deck.
Good vibes. Jeff said he always has good vibes. You always book something around your birthday.
Because I always go fishing usually. Growing up, and even into my adulthood, I went fishing with my dad, and we'd go fishing every year right around my birthday he picked because it's like supposed to be the best fishing. So I was either on a rock in the middle of Canada in the middle of nowhere, or like lately, I booked Big Brother right around, well, I didn't get actually chosen until late June, but I was in the running. And I remember I was in Canada. I was, man, I wonder if they want to get a hold of me. Because when we go fishing, we go like way into the woods. It's called the boundary waters. And you got to carry your canoe through woods, paddle through the water, carry your canoe through the woods. Everything you eat and everything you have is in your backpack.
Your dad was telling me about it. Me and his dad would walk in the mornings when he was here visiting, and his dad loves all that stuff. And I was like, that sounds like the most miserable trip, Keith.
It's kind of relaxing, especially like now, my dad wants to go again. We haven't gone in a couple of years. He has, but to shut off from society and your phone and social media and all that. It's a nice break, and I could kind of use that.
I'd need a toilet.
You got to dig a hole.
Yeah, no.
You got to dig a hole and hold on to a tree.
Yeah, no, that's not my style. We would have left today to head to Myrtle Beach. We were going to go down there, but we had to cancel our Myrtle Beach trip because Lawson, y'all kept asking. Back in March, I made him an appointment to see ear, nose, and throat doctor about his tonsils. And so today we went to go see the specialist, and it was, oh my goodness, we were sitting in the room and there's no window, and it was so hot on our floor. And I was just sitting there. I was like, where is this guy? Is he going to come? I'm like getting so hot in here. I need to like move. I'm starting to feel kind of claustrophobic a little bit. And Lawson was like, Mom, when is he coming? But you know how it is. Whenever you're waiting to see a specialist, it normally does take longer. We sat in that room for 40 minutes before we even talked to him. So yeah, I was starting to feel a little anxious. And he said that to wait on Lawson's tonsils because he had strep throat first time last year, and this year he's had it twice. He goes, by the end of the year, if it's 5 times that he's had it total, so if he 3 more times, he goes, then call me and we'll discuss further. But he goes, right now, he's at that age where he's almost growing out of it and there's no sleeping problems. I would say the stuff he was telling me about open mouth sleeping, snoring, that was Lawson when he was younger. And that would probably explain all the temper tantrums and how he was so hard to get to sleep. But yeah, I'm kind of happy about that. Kind of made me nervous about him being put to sleep. I know it's Children's Hospital and they do it 1,000 times a day,
Yeah.
but it still makes me nervous with him. And he told me it's only it only takes 20 minutes. He said the part you got to be more careful about is after, he said the second week because of bleeding. He said that that's what you have to watch out for.
Yeah.
And then I have to go in a couple weeks. So I get an MRI done every year on my breast to check for breast cancer because I'm considered high risk. And I'm behind because I cannot, you guys, I have to take a Xanax before I go in that machine. You have to lay face down with your arms like this.
Oh.
For 40 minutes.
Just for people listening.
Yeah, like this.
Listening.
Yeah. Well, with your arm, I don't know how, with your arms like this over your head, touching your forehead.
Explain it.
And I have to lay there for 40 minutes and you cannot move. And it's so tight. I can't stand it, but I got to do it. I have to do it. Yeah, I just have to. And then my mom, she's like, oh, good. You did the genetic testing. I go, no. They said you're supposed to do that. And I already did like the test that the computer calculates because they ask, how old were you when you got pregnant? How old were you when you what did they say? When were you born? Like all like things like that. So my mom, she's not gonna do that because she like just never goes to the doctor.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You got to do it.
I always have to do the hard stuff.
You want me to finish my Canada story or you want to keep talking?
Oh yeah, go back. That's boring.
Jordan's got a good podiatrist story. Get into it.
No. Talk about Canada.
I was just finishing up because I was in the middle of the story.
Oh, okay, go. Sorry. I went on a tangent about being claustrophobic.
And tonsils.
Yeah, tonsils. And waiting on doctors.
And getting hot in the office. It's getting hot down here, isn't it? Are you hot?
It might be because you're drinking.
And my sweater jam. The short sleeve sweater jam.
Yeah, I love sweater jams. I love this one. I feel like I'm on a boat.
Yeah, it should be hot. That's nice though. I like that.
No, I'm not hot right now. But if we go somewhere, because it's Friday.
That's why I wore this. My brother actually wore this. So my brother, I forgot what it was. Was it Marley's graduation? I don't know. Something was going on. Was it Mother's Day? It was Mother's Day. What was going on? It was a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. And I was FaceTiming my brother. I'm like, dude, that's a nice shirt. And he's like, oh yeah, I got it from Marine Layer. And I was like, oh yeah. And then after I got off the phone on a bike, bought it. I'm like, don't worry. I go, don't worry. I won't wear it when you're around.
It looks like your brother.
Yeah.
And you've bought some other sweaters and they all look exactly the same.
A lot of palm tree action.
I love palm trees, but it's like palm trees, it's like the same sweater, just a different color.
Faraday. I wear a lot of Faraday.
You make fun of me. You tell me I wear the same thing.
It's funny because you could when I see something in the store, I'm like, oh my God, that's like Jordan. I could totally see her wearing that. And it's the same. You do the same to me.
It's like at the hotel when you told me something.
No, I didn't say they looked like you. I said the outfit resembled yours, and it was not.
Jeff, I go, that is not a compliment.
I don't know who that was. You think they noticed us looking at them? Someone was wearing something like a hat Jordan wears and the colors that Jordan wears, and I go, oh my God, that kind of looks like
And
you.
the way this person was flopping around and sloppy, and I go, he said, oh, that reminds me of you, or you said something like that. And I gave him the dirtiest look.
And I started laughing because I didn't realize. I mean, I realized, but I was talking about like what they were wearing in the colors, not about.
Yeah, I go, thanks.
But anyway, we finished this candidate. So anyway, it's not even important now. But when I was auditioning for Big Brother, I was in the woods. That's what I was getting at. So, and you're totally out of contact. So, oh my God, what if they can't get a hold of me? And then they call somebody else and they think I ghosted them, you know? And also for Daily Blast Live, I was figuring, and I was going through the whole process.
And you gave them my number.
I did, because I was really nervous about it. And this was a big move. I mean, we had Lawson at the time. This was big. So I was like, man, should I still go fishing? And we ended up going fishing, and, you know, everything worked out, but I was nervous about it. But good things happen sometime around my birthday is the whole point of the story that no one even cares about anymore.
Well, good vibes. Let's get you. Well,
this is a nice
one. Y'all don't realize how many auditions you do, and you never get one.
I think I booked one in the last 2 or 3 or 4 years.
I want to say 4 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
You're just.
I'm not really, planning on getting this one, but it's with a cool person, and I hope I get it. So we'll see.
Thank God you have a job on Daily Live.
I know, exactly. I hate when people are like, big audition, big things happening, stay tuned.
Well,
it's not one of those. It's not one of those. It just has to be part of the story.
No, it's just.
I do auditions all the time. I mean, maybe once a week, over here. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't know, something to talk about.
Yeah. Do you want to take a break, or you want to talk about the pimple on your side of your head?
I knew you were going to talk about that because I was just feeling it. I was like, is it coming back? All right. What do you
take a break, and Jeff's got to explain this. This
was wild.
I know. I wish I recorded this. Okay.
All right. We'll take a break.
This one I love. I use Factor meals every day. Sometimes I use them for breakfast. I use this shredded chicken taco bowl. That is my favorite to use with breakfast. And then you know what I do? I take Taco Bell's mild seasoning, and I put that on top with avocado, and it's so good. And I also lunch and dinner, I use them for the kids too. I'm the one that mainly uses Factor because I try to hit my protein goal by the end of the day, and it really is helping me. Don't feel like the scale is going down that much, but I feel like inches are coming off.
The chili one, they're my favorite. It's fantastic. They have 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week. You'll always have new flavors to explore. And if you don't, you can always put that Taco Bell sauce on there.
It's delivered fresh, never frozen, and delivered straight to your door. So if you're somebody who is on the go, a busy mom, you're a lot of camps going on right now, and if your kid's at camp all day, it's just easy and convenient.
That's exactly right. Treat yourself to a restaurant quality meal that features premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and blackened salmon. I just had the fish that you didn't eat the other day, and it was delicious.
I accidentally got fish. I thought it was chicken, and it just somehow snuck into my package. And I told Jeff, I said, I don't know. It doesn't seem like chicken. And I go, it's very easy cut, not like chicken. And Jeff ate it.
And it was delicious.
Head to factormeals.com/Togethermess50 and use code Togethermess50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code Togethermess50 at factormeals.com/Togethermess50 to get 50% off your first box
plus 20% off your next month. That's code Togethermess50 at factormeals.com/Togethermess to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Okay, welcome back. Jeff, I'll have him tell the story. You can set it up. Okay. So Jordan, we've talked about how she always like wants my face working on skin and stuff. So I go to the dermatologist, you know, and that's something I've never done. But I think as you get older, you got to do that.
I just made my appointment. I got my skin checked in forever. And I'm like, what am I doing? Instagram makes me paranoid.
Yeah. Well, you got to get it checked. I mean, sometimes it's something little, you know, especially dermatologists, and they could cut it out if it's cancerous, whatever. So I had like a little mole on my neck, you know, and I got that checked out, and it was, and it just kind of with the sun, it gets a little darker. And then I got this thing on the, like right behind my ear. Okay. And I hate like when my, what are you laughing at? I thought I had like a mole or something on my head. And it was over a year. I'm not even joking. It was over a year. And even the barber's like, dude, what's up? I'm like, I don't know. I got like a little mole right there. I got to get it removed. I got to make a dermatologist appointment. And so it's just been there all the time. And it grow, like my hair grows out sideways. So I'm like, I got to get rid of this thing, you know? And the other day I was at work, and our makeup artist, Jure, was like, what's that on your head? I'm like, oh, it's just a little mole. He's like, I don't think so, dude. I think that's an ingrown hair. I go, no. I go, dude, it's been there over a year. And he's like, let me see that. And he goes, oh, dude, that's an ingrown hair. And he's like, and he goes, and I go, does you want me to get it? And I'm like, well, I was on stage. He was doing my makeup. And I go, yeah, let's do it after the show. So then after the show, I was like, hey, Dre, do you want to look at this thing? He's like, I'm going to go get my equipment. You know, him and his boyfriend does facials and esthetician stuff. So he was going to get some tools and stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it. He goes, I'll do it tomorrow. So I didn't even look again, you know, but I always like touch it. I'm always like, even like right now, I'm like touching it. And I was like, dude, what? I just want to like rip it off. So anyway,
to me.
Yeah. So in the morning, was it yesterday morning?
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, I'm like, oh, look at this thing on my head, love. I'm like, Jure said it's a pimple or it's ingrown hair.
Because it was hard. I go, oh, it's a cyst. And then I go, wait, it's not a cyst. I go, Jeff, that's a pimple. And he's like, no, it's not. It's an ingrown hair. And I go, no. It's a pimple and it's ready to be popped. Let me pop it. So I backed to the side in case it shot at me because it's like super hard.
It's super gross, but some people are into it.
Oh, I loved it. I loved every minute of it because I know you. I couldn't do a stranger, but because it was you, I was like so satisfied. So Jeff, I was like, lay down. And he lays down and I start pushing it. And it's like Dr. Pimple Popper. It looked like a maggot coming out of his head.
Oh,
it was like a worm and it smelled. And it was, we took a picture of it. It just comes out and it was like hard pus. And I just kept pushing it and it just kept getting longer and longer, like a spaghetti noodle coming out of your head. And it was so satisfying. I go, now feel your head. And it was almost flat.
Yeah.
That thing had been building up in there. And then I was smelling my fingers.
Ew.
Yeah, it stunk. It stunk.
Dude, it was over a year. And it just, it's flat now.
I know.
Something's got to be in there.
I had to like sanitize my hands real good and make sure I got under my nails.
It's disgusting.
It was great.
I don't even know, how do you describe, like, it's like a button size, but it was like filled.
It was just filled with hard pus.
Yuck.
And then, but at least it wasn't like the kind you pop and it just shoots. You know, like when you pop a pimple, it shoots at your mirror. And then you're like, oh man. And then you keep going and it shoots.
There's probably something in there still. If it gets bigger.
Flat?
I feel like a little bit of something.
It's probably going to scab up.
Anyways, that was super disgusting.
It was just a disgusting human. But
myself.
He got that out. And then I get not ingrown hairs, but I get like boils, those almost like cystic acne, where you pop and then it turns into a blister almost every time around period.
What's the obsession with people who love that stuff? Like you kind of love it. Estheticians gotta love it. It makes, like, even though it's me and you're telling a story, I'm kind of sick.
Well, just like when I used to like push your nose in your pores, your blackheads would come out. I'm like,
that I like.
That's satisfying.
I guess on myself.
I think if it's other people.
I can't watch that Pimple Popper show.
I had a cyst one time on my leg and I would just pick at it, and I like made almost like a dent in my leg. And if I only had numbing stuff, I would take a knife myself and just cut this thing out. And I had to go to a doctor, and they just cut it out. And I laid there, just watched them, and then it looked like a cylinder. It was just like a hard cylinder.
Like pus, like that?
It wasn't pus. It was just a.
Oh.
I don't know where. I don't even know how I got it. I don't know how it formed. But I'm one of those people. I don't know. I either get or I scar. I'm one of those people that I cannot do dissolvable stitches. I get called keloid.
Which means
every time it gets raised.
Above.
Yeah.
It raises it above.
And then I normally have to go and get like a steroid shot to flatten it. My left boob here, I kind of have like it's flat now because I was 22 when I got my implants, but it got infected when we were on Big Brother.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I shared this story.
Yeah.
I didn't, I was scared to tell the producers that I needed something. So I just say, I need Neosporin, put Neon on it. And then it turned into a scab. And then I got a keloid. And then here I have a keloid from stitches. So like dissolvable stitches cannot.
My thing is ingrown hairs. Like every time
Probably just from shaving.
Yeah, from shaving. But as soon as I get one and I notice it, I get in there. I get in that, 30-time mirror that you have or whatever. So it's super.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go in there and I take pins and I get my soft. I get it. And then I get it out. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. And then I'm like, have a giant hole in my face.
Well, I saw this one time on I think it was Dr. Pimple Popper. I think it was, or maybe I'm mixing this up with Instagram. I will watch video of someone doing that.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
And they popped.
Ugh.
Someone had like a pimple. I don't know. They've been there forever and just kept pushing it. And it was a hair and they just kept pulling it and pulling it and pulling.
You're making me nauseous. I'm getting sick a little bit.
I hope y'all aren't eating right now.
Oh, I don't like that. How do you, thank God for all doctors and everything. Dude, you gross thing on your back. You better talk to somebody.
I'd rather do that than be a gyno.
Know what's going on in there.
That would be terrifying. But we'll switch subjects on that.
All right, yeah, we grossed everybody. We have no more listeners. Nobody's listening.
Yeah, everybody, it's crickets now.
Except for the pimple popper obsession people.
Yeah. Okay, so definitely making a big switch. Let's talk about the show we watched. Dancing with the Devil. Am I saying that right?
Oh, you want to talk about that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You saying it?
Yeah, it's called Dancing for the Devil.
Dancing for the Devil. It's on Netflix. And it is about two girls at a YouTube channel, correct?
They're TikTokers. They had a YouTube channel and they're like popular TikTokers. A couple of these people popped up on my Instagram. So if you tune into this show, you might be like, oh man, that person pops up on mine. Cause I don't know why I just watch kids dancing or something.
They're great.
They're awesome. And two of them, the blonde girl she reminds me of that girl from Dancing with the Stars, Huff.
Oh, Julianne Hough.
Reminds me a little bit of Julianne Hough.
See that.
And then there's that other guy, I don't know what his shirt always, they do a lot of moves in. And then one of I recognize like three of them on there.
I recognize.
And I don't even watch dancing stuff. So tune in the show, you might think, I don't do TikTok or anything like that. That's not what it's about. But you might recognize some of these people, but I just wanted to set it up a little bit.
Yeah. And they basically, the girl met this guy, the guy's videographer, his dad is the one that started their management company. He started a management company called M7, correct?
7M.
7M. And then with that, then he started this church, which is like...
No, he had the church first. So he had the church...
No, he was their manager first. And then he got them all like, hey, let's have a Bible study.
No. So here's how he was into like preaching and stuff early on, because I don't want to ruin a lot of it for you, because there's a lot of different players going on. The kids are the main players, but it goes back to some other things. So he was always a preacher and kind of indoctrinated these kids. And it's just like any other cult, quote unquote. They don't think they're a cult, but they're definitely a cult because they don't let people leave almost. You can go in and out, but they brainwash you and trick you into thinking something else that isn't going on. You guys could watch it and judge for yourself, but they started getting the answers, and he wanted to be famous himself. It's all about being famous and known. And when he finally got into, years later, he found these dancers on TikTok. Then he started the management company to manage them.
Yeah,
so not only did
his son was the videographer,
right,
and that's how they all got in with this guy.
right. So he was helping with producing the videos and giving them places to stay. You could stay here, and they were all young kids. You watch the show; they seem like great kids. All the kids,
I thought
like
the same thing.
really great kids that just had a dream of moving to LA, and just like anybody else who moves there, myself included. And you got big dreams and you want to do something, and then someone comes along, they could help you out. Well, you're kind of not only relying on that person, but it's like, this is the person that's going to help me get to where I want to be. And all the kids had big dreams and they were talented. They had millions of followers before they met this guy, and he totally capitalized on all that.
Totally. They had to give him a percentage, give the church a percentage.
Huge percentage.
Yeah. He made a lot of money.
Nothing.
Exactly.
So he's managing their minds because you had to go to church for 3 hours a day while he preached to you. Then he was managing your money. So you combine both of those things, and you're in a strange place, and you're also living with him. And he said you could live with him, but then in this giant mansion, but they pay for housing. It's like he's managing your and he's managing your money. And it's just like, it's a bad combination.
We don't want to share too much because we don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it, but I just want to go there and shake that girl and like, wake up. And get a there. And then everyone else, it just made me want to cry for them for things he did to some people. I don't want to give anything away. It goes deep. Right. But for things he did, I just wanted to cry for them. I wanted to hurt that guy for what he did. And he's not arrested.
You just ruined
I know. No, I didn't ruin it. But I get, now I'm like thinking about it. I'm getting mad.
Yeah, it's really interesting. If I don't know, it just
it's just sad that this girl. I mean, I don't know the family, but seeing the family talk, the sister, were they twins? I can't remember.
I don't know if they were twins.
They look like twins.
Yeah, they might be. But I don't know.
The sister and her sister that's part of the cult. They were so close, and this guy has just kind of ruined their family and has taken her away from the family. It makes me so mad that someone can do that. And you have a normal family, normal, like growing up. And then because of one person, they can just ruin the whole dynamic of your whole family.
Yeah, there was a couple things that hit close to home for me with that, the Hollywood thing and all that. But it was, it's funny. It's just when someone takes over your mind, you think it can't happen to you. And a lot of kids got out, right? So they're talking like, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because I never thought I could be taken over that way, like in my mind, So, and it could happen so easily, I think, just especially if you have big dreams or if you are vulnerable in some sort of way, right? If you're looking.
It makes you think about these young people back then that would go to LA and a photographer take advantage of them.
It happens all the time.
I know, but that just makes me so sad. And then because of that sicko, he's ruined that person.
Yeah, and that's why I say LA is filled with broken dreams. That's LA. It's filled. The percentage of people that make it in LA is small, tiny percentage, as opposed to the people that don't. And what happens to the people that don't? It's sad. It's sad, that you got to give up on your dreams, and not only give up on your dreams, but get taken advantage of that way because you're so vulnerable or you're so desperate, even for love in some circumstances.
I hope the people who were in the cult that got out on this show, I hope someone watching out in LA, that big producer, dancer, hires them and something good
comes
from it.
I do too.
I hope it gets enough attraction and good things happen, because the ones that were talking that were in the cult before that are out, they seem really good, hardworking people, and it just broke my heart.
Yeah, and when you say cult, I don't know. Every time we do this podcast, I think I'm on this show and I have to be careful, but it's a cult to me. But I guess I don't know, the quotation marks
I'm
around
saying
cult.
it's a cult.
They could come and go. And again, watch it. They fill in the details and blanks of things that we're talking about, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and then we started Mayor Easttown? Mayor of Kingstown.
Mayor.
I said that.
You said mayor. Mark Kingstown. I'm the mayor of the town.
Mayor of Kingstown. I always get that one confused with other one, with Winslow.
Mayor of Easttown.
Easttown.
Is it Easttown?
Yeah, Mayor of Easttown. That's a really good one if you haven't seen it. But Mayor of Kingstown is really good.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, I like him.
That's a show. It's not for everybody. That one's not for everybody, but I like it.
Yeah, sometimes some episodes can be a little slow, but it's really good. It's on season 3, so if you haven't watched it, that's a good action one. I think season 2 was better though than season 1.
Yeah, well, if you're a Kyle Chandler fan, he's in the first episode,
and that's what got us hooked because I love him.
Kyle Chandler's he's the coach in Friday Night Lights. If you don't know, and he's in Wolf of Wall Street. He plays the FBI agent. What's the other one? The one that we like?
Bloodline.
So if you haven't seen Bloodline, definitely watch Bloodline.
When we watched Bloodline, that was before we had Lawson. And I wanted to move to Florida and in their little town that they lived in.
Sissy Spacek.
So
Spacek. Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with us today? It's like we can't talk.
Well, I'm throwing out names like crazy.
I was like, who is that in the backyard? It's Leighton and Clay. I was like, who is that?
Yeah, but anyway, back to Mayor Kingston. So I don't want to ruin it. It's kind of old, but he's in the first episode. I'll leave it at that. And I thought he was part of it.
Yeah.
So that was a shocker.
And then something, we don't want to say it.
The first
I was really mad. Okay, let's take a break.
Finish off wrong.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of just babbling.
That's what we do best.
Okay. All right, welcome back. So yeah, we're kind of just shooting the stuff. You feel weird swearing on here?
Sometimes people get mad.
Do they?
I don't know. People are like, you could say that without the cuss word.
Oh, I'm used to not cussing because of the show, but then sometimes on here, I think a well-placed F-bomb is good.
I think that's when I met you. Oh, I remember.
I'm saying comedically, like if you use it, but not a lot, but if you drop like a good one, it's like good comedically.
When I met you, that's all you say.
Oh, come on.
F-bombs. You walk in the door. He walks in the door yesterday, and I hear this something going off, and then I'm like, Tony.
That wasn't me. That was my friend Tony, who, by the way, we mentioned on every single episode.
Hi, Tony.
Hey, Tony, you made it again, buddy. This is like a month straight. But yeah, he definitely cussed a lot. But I don't know. Sometimes I think, maybe keep it clean.
My mom, if I say a cuss word, like if I get mad and I don't know, I'm like, that bitch, or she will stop me and get any cuss word, she get so mad, she'll say, I didn't raise you to speak like that. Ladies, do not cuss. And she was like, that is just trashy, and goes on and on.
Yeah. We try to keep it clean. But anyways, I wasn't talking about that. I was going to say how summer's officially here, and the boys are out of school. So keeping them busy. Obviously my routine stays the same, going to work and stuff, but your routine changed since the boys are out of school. They had camp last week.
It did, but
now you got to keep them busy. It's early summer.
I'm trying not to go to the pool that much because I don't want to get burned out with the pool, because normally how it goes, you start taking them to the pool every day, and then by the end of summer you're so over the pool because you've gone so much. But it's funny, they're getting older. It makes me sad. I can tell they're getting older because they're not begging to go to the pool every day like they did when they were younger.
We just bought them pool toys.
I know, but still, they're not begging to go. And like today, it was really nice. Lawson, after his doctor's appointment, I was like, Lawson, I got to go to the mall. I got to return something. And I never go to the mall. And I returned a purse that you had bought me. And
dude, I bought her it was Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day, talking about earlier with my brother.
No.
But I bought Jordan a nice purse. Not like a purse, like a bag, but not like a
crossbody bag.
I thought you needed a bag or like everyday.
I packed a $30
yeah.
handbag, and it's filthy. Honestly, I'm kind of embarrassed now because I have packed that thing. So today I put my purse down to pay, and there was icing on it from like Lawson. I guess he was eating. I took him to Mrs. Fields, like to get a cookie.
Yeah.
And there was icing on it. I was like, this thing is so disgusting. But Jeff just buys a gift just to get you something. He doesn't.
No, I didn't. I thought about it because that thing's not in good shape. Well, so I wanted to get you a new one that was nice, and it was nice. It was a couple hundred out.
Yeah, I returned it. I was like, you got your money back. Don't worry about it.
But that means I want the money.
No, it's not. I told the lady I could have got a gift card on it, and I said, put it back on the card because I don't need it. I got my $30 dirty bag I carry.
Well, my heart was in the right place.
I'll buy something for myself when I want it. But where was I getting at? Oh, it was really cute. Lawson said to me, well, actually, if I would have got the gift card with the money you spent on it, I was going to use it on Lawn. And
you should have. It's your money.
Well, he said, will you take me shopping? And I was like, I love that. Oh, yeah. He goes, can I get some new shoes? I go, sure, let's go look. And so he goes, they don't have anything I like. I go, that's fine. I go, where would you like to go next? He goes, I think I want swimming trunks. And he goes, I don't want swimming trunks, because we looked and he didn't like them. And then we went every single shoe store, and they didn't have a size. And then he saw, I think it was called the Fan Shop. They had jerseys, and he wanted a Christian McCaffrey jersey. And then they were like, we don't have that in a kid's. So then he was naming people. I'm like, who are these people? I know Christian McCaffrey, but other people he was naming to the guy have no idea who they were. I know Josh Allen because Lawson talked about him, but these other people, like, who is that, Lawson? He goes, oh, they play for so-and-so. And then he asked for a hat, and then there was somebody that played for LSU. I was like, when did you like LSU? And he asked for an LSU hat. Yeah, it was like crazy. He was asking for jerseys, and the guy's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I got Broncos. He's like, I don't want Broncos. Yeah, he wanted like the other
He's
teams.
Getting older. Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But it was cute watching him tell the guy what he wanted. Yeah. And so I told him, I was like, you can choose. You can get shoes or like a jersey or something, because he's been a really good boy lately, and just I'm like really proud of him and how he's been acting and stuff. So it was really nice. And then I was like, Lawson, you want to go to lunch? And he goes, sure. And you know what he told me he wanted? I go, where do you want to go? He goes, let's go get sushi. I'm like, where are you getting this from?
He's becoming me.
Yeah, he wanted sushi. I go, okay, well, and then we ended up just getting distracted and going somewhere else. But it was nice to have that one-on-one time, because I'm always with both of the boys all the time. I feel like more so Leighton I'm always with. So it's nice to get that one-on-one. It was nice to do something different, not go to the pool, and just like spend time with Lawson.
Yeah. And I took Leighton to work with me today. And it's so weird how, like, when you split them up, like how good.
Yes.
You know, Leighton was quiet he stayed usually only comes for like the main show. We do 3 shows a day. And he was good all 3 shows. He sat there, but he drew all pictures and stuff, and everyone at the studio is so nice. So they all help out when I'm on camera. But we had a break in the shows that we do at Daily Blast Live. I host. It's a evening show. And so I was hosting it, and then we had a package between, a tape package. So Leighton's like, I need to go to the bathroom. And I saw the package was on. I'm like, all right, let's go. So I went to the bathroom and I wasn't thinking about late talking. And I was like, all right, buddy, hurry up, wash your hands, let's go. And I didn't have my earpiece in. And I walked to the hallway and I go in the studio door. And all of a sudden I hear like, dun, 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 like our theme song or whatever. And I was like, oh my God. And someone's out and they're like, dude, what are you doing? They're like, the show's on. And I was like, what? And I ran into the studio and Erica's reading the script. So like about the beat. So Erica, funny. Like we kind of all snap into action. And my boss, of course, and both executive producers are like, dude, what the fuck? Like with their hands up. I'm like, I don't need to go to the bathroom. And I like run on stage and Erica's finishing the story. So then I got back and then Sam was on the panel and she's like, full disclosure, Jeff wasn't here for the beginning of that. So Erica had to read. I'm like, my kid had to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. So it was like, we're live and like, I don't know.
I love that. But things that happen. Well, the reason why they were split up today is because I had to take Lawson to Children's Hospital. And I told Jeff, I said, if I take both of them, whenever I take them both at the pediatrician's office, they're on the floor tackling each other, rolling around, some crying, screaming. And I told Jeff, I was like, I need to really like sit and talk with this guy. And I knew if he went with you, he would be good on only could sit in that green room.
Yeah.
At your work.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was good. And I took Leighton because we both took, there's this store Five Below. I know what it was.
I told the co-worker today.
Did you like it?
I asked the guy, I said, I've never heard of this place before. And he goes, you haven't? I go, no, this is like the new dollar store. And he started cracking.
I had no idea. I passed it 100 times and we had like my shopping center where we live. And there was this, those t-shirts I work out in 32 below or something. I thought it was a
Costco brand?
Yeah, the Costco ones.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like one of those. I was like, oh, I don't care about that. Whatever. And I got my tires changed the other day at Costco and I was just walking around, just wasting time. And I went in there, I was like, this place is great for kids. It's like Five Below, which is obvious now. It's $5 and below, but they have like inflatables and they have good stuff for $5.
Yeah.
They have all candy, cards, balloons, all just random stuff, but it's nice. And I got the kids around, so they got out like a toy and a raft because they were good. And you brought Lawson there today too.
Yeah, Lawson got those. What are those sunglasses called, Lawson? Yeah. You want to go grab them? Yeah, go grab them and show. Hi. Okay, I'll say something to him. Okay, you got it. I love her. She's y'all. That's my neighbor's little girl, and I just love her. I just want to eat her up. She's so cute.
I'm really trying to embrace their age because they're getting big so fast, and like her little voice, it's like, and Leighton still is little, he talk, but it's like that's gonna be gone. That stuff's gonna be gone.
It is, and it makes me feel old because I remember we had just moved in our house and mom being pregnant with her.
Yeah,
and now she's running around and talking, and it's just gonna go by.
The whole gang's here.
Oh, we got the whole gang.
That might be a good sign for us to start wrapping it up. Look,
right.
They're holding the toys up from Five Below. That's on Five Below today. So if you haven't checked out Five Below and you got it in your neighborhood, this isn't an endorsement. If you got kids and stuff, it's a good little place where you're not dropping a ton of money, but you get some junk.
You know what else has some jams? Old Navy.
Dude, I just bought a bunch of stuff from there.
Oh, well,
Old Navy's in the same strip. So I bought like outfits. They look like what's that popular brand?
Like Hawaiian. Okay, come here. Hang on. Lawson wants to show them no, you got to put them on.
All right. So if you're listening, you can't see this, but they're those clean glasses from like the 80s.
Yeah. Get in. You got to get in. See?
All right. The kids.
There we go. Okay.
We got
to finish this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, Old Navy's got some jams and great deals.
Show your raft. Here we go. There we go. Five Below.
All right.
Okay.
We gotta go. The inmates have taken over the guards and it's time to go.
And then, because a lot of the moms in my neighborhood who have young little girls, they have the cutest, like my mom friends that have little girls, their clothes are so cute, like the little tennis skirts and tank tops. They got the cutest stuff.
Boys, because we're going to Mexico and I got them like Hawaiian
We look
shirts
like
and shorts.
total tourists.
Who cares? I love being a tourist on vacation.
No. Why didn't you pick me up something floral?
Because you'll return it.
Okay, on that note, we are going to leave. Hope you like this episode. We're just kind of all over the place. But thank you for downloading, tagging your friends, subscribing, and thank you for continuing to listen. I hope you love the bonus episodes that we've been doing. We keep doing those. I would put our neighbor's little girl.
I don't watch
I don't.
right.
I know,
She's
I
so
love her.
cute, and she's like, "What are you guys doing?"
I know she's looking.
That's it. Next week we'll throw out some bonus episodes. Yeah, thanks. They've been doing great, and we get a lot of positive feedback on those. So thanks for giving us more work to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we
have a
love it.
great weekend. Just gonna be drinking beer, so I'll be drinking my water.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.